Hello, how you doing? Okay, so I've had this YouTube channel for a while now, and one of the struggles that I see people have is at first they're like, well, is this a playlist of a bunch of your videos or a bunch of other people's videos? So obviously, with my playlists, I they're mostly done, just other videos that I put on the playlist. So it's like if there's already a video made that's saying what I need to say, then why should I make another video? And then also there's like all truth is a controlled illusion. You have to think about the nature of truth. Everything's a perspective. And when two people are this, I've got the truth, 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 I've got the truth. Meanwhile, the truth standing there right next to him going like this, so like my tattoo, which is really the temperance card in the tarot deck. See how there's two cups? And so, blah 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 blah. Often the solution to something is something in between. Like the example. Jesus. The Bible says Jesus is born in a stable. The Quran says Jesus is born under a palm tree. Stable, palm tree, stable, palm tree. Guys. Temperance says, Jesus was born in a stable that was under a palm tree. So like that's the part of the meaning of the number 3, and just part of just what the way things work. So anyway, so you have to keep that in mind when you watch my playlists, because like there's a flow to them. You could watch them all the first time and play, because there's a flow to all of them. But you also, especially if you've already watched it once, you could hit shuffle and it'd be kind of like a TV channel, like you could do with any. That's the whole YouTube idea. If you didn't know, you can push play and see how they wanted you to watch it, or you can hit shuffle because you've already watched it before and you just want to, you don't need to watch it in the same order the second and third time as things like that. You want it to be more like a TV station, But also the nature of just my I call it my religion, so I can have the First Amendment right. It's really the faith, the Yan Sui faith, because that's the idea. It's just symbols you've chosen to represent higher things that you have faith in. Symbols made by the hand of man. All gods are made by the hand of man. Any witch knows that. I'm a witch. And I've chosen to worship Jesus and Rastafari. I'm a Rasta. But then you're watching, you're all, well, so are you a Druid or are you a Rasta? I just watched a video and it was about Druids, and everything you've said so far is see. So I think of the early Rastas. I've heard of. They would get together and they would recite. It's like certain. Like Isaiah. No, is it? I can't remember. There's like these 2 chapters out of the Bible, and then this greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty. And they'd have this. They'd start out with reciting these memorized things, and then people would get up taking turns in the pulpit, books they read, that would be from anybody, and kind of more like a book club type thing, and that's the book that was teaching that was making the point, there's just the nature of Rasta, it's not like other things where you can only learn, like I used to be Mormon, like a real strict Mormon thinks they can only learn from other Mormons and only buy Mormon books and only read and watch videos and read books that support the Mormon concepts, because if it's teaching something else, it's satanic, but that's not that might be how they do their thing in their life and their perspective, but mine's exactly the opposite. I try to be a free thinker, and a free thinker tries to gather all the information, in a metaphysical style, pull it together, and then decide, what you think. So that's more of my style. So that's what I'm expecting you to think like that too. It's not. I need you to figure out. No, Angie's not a druid, and I'm not a Rasta, and I'm not anything else. That's why. I founded the Yan Sui faith. Because any name I tried to give myself, it was someone else's name. So I just said, well, I'll just put my own name on my own religion. Type thing. But to be you could also be in the Yan Sui, and again, it's not that perspective. You don't have to believe the same things. You don't have to do almost anything. There's this a very small list of things you would have to do. It's just because that's the way the Kabbalah is, and magic and tarot and these things are. It's more like you personalize it in your own way. So anyway, so keep that in mind, because I've seen people get confused. They're like, "Oh, so do you think you're a druid?" And while they're watching the druid, the whole time they're like, "Oh, imagining me thinking that I'm a druid, and I'm really not." I never said I was a druid. You can't, like, oh my hell. I don't know if you might not be in the right place if you're that kind of person. This is for someone. This is for people that can figure these things out all by themselves.